If you've ever tried hiring and then you look at your list of applicants and you think, these are my only options, I guess they'll have to work. We can probably train them. You don't have a people problem. You have a volume problem. My name is Conner Klassen. I've spent my whole life in the home service industry. Since then, I've started a recruiting firm that works with home service businesses across the United States to help them find employees that they're truly proud of. Every month, we screen through hundreds of applicants for technicians, office admins, sales reps, and multiple other home service type roles. Here's what a volume problem looks like in real life. You make a job posting. Maybe it's on Indeed or any other job posting site, and then you wait. Nothing. Maybe an applicant here or there, but just not many applicants. Eventually, you get frustrated, and then you make a decision based off of the few people that you have. Maybe one or two people apply, but then you're stuck with having to pick somebody that's maybe not exactly what you're looking for. Here's the reality. 2 applicants is not a hiring pipeline. When you don't have enough applicants, you lose leverage. And once you lose leverage, you stop choosing and you start settling. When you start settling, you start telling yourself things like, they seem okay, or they're not perfect, but we can probably train them. And here's what most service businesses don't realize. It's not about logic. This isn't a logic problem. This is about pressure. When we only have 1 or 2 applicants, rejecting them feels risky. In the back of your mind, you start thinking, if I don't hire this person, there's not going to be anybody else. I'm going to miss my chance. And that's how weak hires get into your business. It's because you felt like you had no other choice. When a weak hire gets into your business, you deal with the fallout later. Could be a week, might be a month, might be a quarter, but eventually the weak hire is going to cause problems throughout your whole business. Before you know it, you have to start hiring again because you fire them, or they quit, or they're just not a good fit for the role that you brought them in for. Every single day I hear service businesses say, nobody wants to work anymore. But that's just not true. People are working. They're just not applying for your role. In a lot of cases, not getting enough applicants for your roles isn't a brand issue. It's not even a demand issue. It's just a visibility issue. Not enough people know that you're hiring. Not enough people know about your company. Not enough people know about the roles that you're trying to fill. And so if nobody knows about your business, nobody can apply for the open roles. When we fix the visibility issue, we get more applicants, we get more people raising their hand and say, I'm interested. Tell me more about this role. And once we get more options, the volume changes everything. We're no longer forced to hire somebody just because we have 1 or 2 applicants. My average client that I work with screens through over 100 names to find 1 hire. Over 100. Yes, it's a lot of work, but it's worth doing because anything worth doing is worth doing well. When we have volume, we get to be selective. We get to say no. We get to wait for the right person. So what does this look like in a more practical sense? The most important thing is to build a hiring pipeline. Always be collecting new applicants. Never wait until you need to make a hire. Always keep conversations going. Don't close the door on good applicants just because it might not be a good fit now, because it might be a good fit in 3 months, 6 months, 3 years. You should never have to be in a position where you say, if this person doesn't work, I'm stuck. At the end of the day, good recruiting, it's not about finding someone. It's about finding the right one. And you can't make choices if you don't have options. If you feel like you're constantly settling when you're recruiting, it might just be that you don't have enough applicants. If you fix that, you fix a lot of hiring problems immediately. So here's some quick takeaways from today. Recruiting in home service business is always about more. Tell more people that you're hiring, get more applicants, filter more aggressively. If you do these three things, hiring becomes more reliable, it becomes less emotional, and we can actually make good decisions that will push the business forward.